Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? We talked about it yesterday, just assuming that it was absolutely going to happen. And just minutes after we finished the show, Terron Armstead to the Miami Dolphins became official. So the former Saints third-round pick, Terron Armstead, now officially a Miami Dolphin, 5-year contract worth up to $87.5 million. I do want to talk a little bit about what we know as a result of this deal. If you missed it yesterday on the show, we did kind of go deep into what the Saints' options are at left tackle because we were operating under the assumption that Armstead was not going to be back. If there were a deal similar to Marcus Williams, if there were a deal to be done, it would have been done. Armstead was willing to wait to see the Deshaun Watson news because if Watson ended up in New Orleans, maybe a chance he stays, got a great chance to win a Super Bowl. When that opportunity dissipated on Friday, it was just evident that Armstead was not going to be back in New Orleans. They've had time to get a deal done. They didn't, meant there wasn't a deal to be done. But the Saints always have their number. And whether you respect this or not, and it's odd to say, kind of counterintuitive, because the Saints are the organization that really is least fiscally responsible. Is that fair? I mean, that's why they end up with the most dead money. They're $70 million over the cap to start the offseason. But with respect to awarding free agent contracts, they are very fiscally responsible. They have their number, and they're not going to go over it, no matter who you are. They had their number with Mark Ingram. Ingram thought he was worth more. They let him go test free agency. He ended up with signing with Baltimore for a fraction more than what the Saints were offering. Marcus Williams, we just saw it here. I mean, obviously, they couldn't pay Trey Hendrickson last year for a lot of reasons we understand. But the reports around Armstead were that Armstead wanted between $20 and $22 million per year. He wanted Trent Williams money. Now, he didn't get it, but the Saints weren't willing to give him that number, and they had their number in mind that they weren't willing to go over. And so Terron Armstead today is a Miami Dolphin. But what's interesting most is that Miami gave Armstead less money than he was seeking, which goes to show you that the market for Armstead wasn't what he thought it would be. Even though he's a elite player at a premium position, Terron Armstead didn't get the number he wanted, and it was still more than the Saints were willing to pay. Keep in mind, the deal the Saints did with Armstead back in 2016 was a 5-year, $65 million deal. So that was $13 million per year. Okay, so follow me. I don't mean to go too deep into the numbers, but when Armstead re-signed with the Saints in 2016, it was a 5-year deal at $65 million, so $13 million per. Armstead wanted $20 to $22 million per. What he got is a 5-year, $87.5 million contract, which is $17.5 million per year. And by the way, that's not guaranteed. It's with incentives up to $87.5 million per year. So not even that number specifically. Let's say he maxes out that deal, it's still $17.5 million. At minimum, $2.5 to $2.5 to $5 million per year less than what he wanted. Now, Florida, no state income taxes, so that does make that deal more valuable, clearly, but still didn't get the number that he thought and was still more than the Saints were willing to pay. It's the old Sean Payton line that he stole from Bill Parcells. You'd rather see a player leave a year too early than a year too late. And here's the reality with Armstead that the Saints arrived on. As tough as it is today to look at this and watch this dude that you drafted in the 3rd round out of Arkansas Pine Bluff when he ran a 4.7 140, as athletic as he was, by the end of his rookie year, he was starting at left tackle, becomes an all-pro at left tackle, a 3-time Pro Bowler. Back in 2015 and 2018, Pro Football Focus graded him the top offensive tackle in the NFL. So really elite player, but he's going to be 32 when this year starts. He'll turn 32 in July. So Terron Armstead's going to be 32 years old in July. He plays 5 years for Miami. He's going to be 37 years old. They basically are guaranteeing this veteran tackle that number into his late 30s when he has never played a full 16 or now 17 game season, and he's coming off a year where he played in only 8 games. When he's healthy, he's awesome. That's not even debatable. The problem is he's never been healthy for a full season. So if you're the Saints, you're looking at it going, why would I invest $20 million in a player, even though we love him? $20 million per year into a player that has always had trouble staying healthy, and now we're talking about guaranteeing that money into his late 30s. There's less of a chance he stays healthy as he gets older and guys' bodies break down. So would I love Terron Armstead back with the Saints in 2022 or 2020? Yes. Am I going to be pumped about paying Terron Armstead $17.5 million a year in 2027? No, not really. So would you rather get rid of a player a year too early or a year too late? Saints have abided by that mantra, a year too early. And that's Armstead still has some good football left in him. I don't think there's any doubt. Does he have 5 more years of elite football at that number? I doubt it, which is why this is probably the fiscally prudent decision by the Saints to move on and to find who's going to be that franchise bookend for the next 5, 7, 10 years. And maybe it's Ryan Ramczyk flipping over to left tackle. Maybe you find that player in the draft this year. Maybe it's a stopgap year with James Hurst before you find who that guy is next. But short term sucks. I think we'll look back at the end of Armstead's 5 years in Miami and go, thank God the Saints didn't do that to him. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.